Earbuds in and catch 2 hours of suspense, the greatest of all mystery, horror, and whodunit classic radio serials.
Perfect. While you were talking, I completely forgot who Jack Posobiec was.
Catch all 900 plus episodes of Suspense every weekday from noon to 2 p.m. East on the Crusade Channel, our app, and always on CrusadeChannel.com. Live talk and classic radio
The way it should be.
The Veritas Radio Network is guaranteed the right to offend, annoy, agitate, shout, heresy, and entertain.
You should start programming right now.
Kind of like the cultural sewage served up on Bravo or CMT, only it's on 24 hours a day.
This
except
is a
Sundays.
demonstration of Wirecast.
When the truth gets you angry and you throw your smartphone, remember, no one is forcing you to listen to the truth on the Veritas Radio Network.
You can't handle the truth.
You're doing that of your own free will. That's what makes this country great and any gay marriage pointless.
That's offensive.
So there isn't much you can do about it, Chowderhead.
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
Grab a book, take a vow, and conform your mind to reality. Otherwise, you're just another Judas-inspired Karl Marx wannabe, and your children will steal your credit card number
This
to buy
is a
tickets to the Miley
demonstration
Cyrus
of
Truckers
Wirecast.
Ball. Are you ready? Let's get it on the Veritas Radio Network's Crusade.
I am a real American, fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American, fight for what's right, fight for your life. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside, you gotta take a stand, it don't have to hide. If you hurt my friends, then you hurt my pride. I gotta be a man, I can't let it slide. I am a real American, fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American, fight for what's right, fight for your life.
Oh, yeah, little Hulk Hogan to get us started here on a Thursday Night Throwdown, episode number 3. Tonight we do that great American classic vehicle, the truck. There is nothing more American than the pickup truck. There's nothing more American that you can imagine a redneck driving than a pickup truck, is there? You know, pickup trucks are part of the American landscape. They're part of the American culture. They are part of the American manufacturing, industry. They have basically pretty much remained the same since they came out in the late 1930s, and Ford started making them. The body styles have changed a little bit. There's always been an emphasis, though, on what can you put in the back of it and how far can it go and how fast. And that's pretty much the story of the American truck. And then something terrible comes along and happens where trucks start becoming station wagons for women. So anyone that's using a truck as a station wagon needs to stop. That's one of the questions that one of the things that we will throw down and we will discuss tonight. A couple of mortal capital sins as well. If you're listening out there or watching and you have a pickup truck and it has that square hole in the back of it right underneath the bumper and there's not a silver thing in there called a trailer hitch, drive it immediately to the nearest truck dealer and sell it. Hey, we have technical difficulties on the video. Timeout.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
All right, so we're going to kill the video for just a minute here, but we still have the radio portion. So
They're built to be a truck. They're built to be an off-road bogging machine. For what they're built to be a truck, they're built to be an off-road bogging machine. For what they're built to do, they're pretty incredible. I'm not a Ford fan, but they're pretty cool trucks. A buddy of mine bought one.
So you can actually use it, but why would you? Why would you pay $140,000 for a pickup truck that you don't want to get a scratch on it, and you don't want to you don't want to get any scratches in your precious bed in the back?
It's meant for dune jumping.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's for. Doom jumping. Correct.
So
That's what rhino lining is for.
Correct.
Can somebody tell me the utility of jumping dunes? What do you?
You know, it's
utilitarian for chiropractors because after you're done jumping dunes, you have to go see one.
There you go.
It's utilitarian for the parts dealers to replace the parts after you break them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the really good thing about the Raptor. It is other than the engine inside of it's garbage. Anything with the EcoBoost on it, never buy, run as fast as you can away. But the rest of the truck is actually built pretty good because everything underneath of it is non-Ford. It's all aftermarket, really high-end stuff for doing that kind of work.
So why would you? Why would you have a Raptor, an expensive truck like that, and it wouldn't have all the bells and whistles, or it would remove the mandatory electronic bells and whistles, like that stupid DEI crap they put on every diesel truck in the last 15 years? Well, why would you have all these things attached to a Raptor that would stifle its performance? Isn't that kind of counterproductive?
Well, the Raptor themselves are it's a twin turbo V6. Anything it has on it is the emission garbage. It's not a diesel. It's just the same engine in the Ford GT. It's basic same engine. So it produces this big crazy horsepower out of 6 cylinders. It's pretty technologically advanced. But the problem with those engines is that at some point they come apart.
Okay, so let's go around. Who in the room actually has a truck?
I do.
I do.
I have a Silverado. Does that count?
Well, I have a Saturn.
I put 2 gallons of milk in it once, and the bumper was dragging on the ground, and so I don't think it's a truck.
I have
an F-350, but it's gay because it's got a crew cab.
Okay.
Watch it. Crew cabs are awesome. Where's my dog supposed to live when I'm traveling?
Well, the crew cab set, instead of having a cap on your truck, the back seat serves as the storage for everything else, so you still have a bed.
Well, with my fifth wheel hitch in the bed, I really am just down to having that back seat for the dog.
Right. That's where the junk goes, is the back seat.
Well, and I used to carry 5 or 6 4-H kids in that truck too, so you know.
So you used
I think everybody has a truck on here tonight.
No, I don't have a truck. I have a
That's right.
No, I have a Saturn Vue that I removed the back seat and I use it as a truck. So
sounds like a smart idea to me.
Well, Roger Penske made the penultimate, or made the ultimate car when made the ultimate vehicle, if you will, because the Saturn Vue, and I got all you on camera, and I don't have my camera on. There we go. The Saturn Vue is made for has a Mitsubishi engine in it. All the body parts are that composite stuff that you can't. You could take a hammer or a multi. Remember the old Saturn commercials where you would see if you could. You'd walk up to the kind of like what Elon tried to do with the Cybertruck. Remember when Elon tried to do it with the Cybertruck, but it failed.
Yeah,
when
they
walked up to the Cybertruck with a sledgehammer and hit the window and it shattered all over the place. They got that idea from an old Saturn commercial when the Saturn first came out, and because you would walk up to the Saturn, whatever Saturn it was, with a sledgehammer at a mall, and you take a whack at it, and then don't be standing in the wrong place because it's going to bounce right back and hit you in the head. So in any event, it's not really a truck, but I can put plastic liners in the back and stuff, and you can haul dirt and boards. I pull up to 2x10s in it and what have you. So it you know what? In the spirit of Cracker Barrel, and LGBTQ plus, my Saturn Vue identifies as a truck. How about that? I talk to it.
Don't you remember when Elon said when the mirror or the window shattered? He said, "Well, it worked the first time."
Well, I think it's when they put a crack in it. they hit it the first time to test it. Okay, so everybody's got a truck. Mr. Monday, what did you say your truck, what year is your truck? Who wins oldest vehicle in class?
Oh, you want running trucks or all the
Gotta be
trucks I
running.
have?
Gotta be running.
All right, that is a 2002 F350. 7.3, the second of the last year that they made the 7.3, the best diesel engine Ford ever put out.
And so, and this is the one that has a crew cab on it?
Yep. 288,000 miles on it, and the rest of the truck will fall apart before that engine comes to a stop.
Wow, now that is a pickup truck. Now, I assume you have the square hitch receptor in the back, and you actually have a trailer hitch on yours.
Oh yeah, it's got the square receptor. It's got the 3-ball hitch, the 1 7/8, the 2-inch, and the 2 5/8. And then I got the 3-inch ball in the back for the fifth wheel trailer. And I got a pintle hitch attachment if I happen, I don't often, but if I have to pull a pintle hitch trailer.
Okay, so I think he wins oldest in class. If 53 Ford truck was here tonight, he actually would win oldest in class because he has a 53 Ford truck. Have y'all seen his truck?
All right. I got a 25 Model T convertible Ford pickup, but don't run, so.
But have you seen Jerry? Have you seen Jerry Saumier's 53 Ford truck? Have you actually seen it?
I have
I've seen
not.
pictures of it.
I haven't even seen pictures of it. I know he has a pretty done up old truck. I'd love to see it.
Oh, it's got.
He's showing pictures at St. Benedict Center.
Yeah, no, he's showing pictures in the chat rooms and stuff. It's completely redone. I mean, it's the kind of truck that you drive to one of those hamburger stand joints on a Saturday and open the doors up where they show the old cars and everybody goes, "Ooh, wow, what year is this?" I mean, it's completely redone down to the wood of the bed. And it's beautiful. And I can't remember how many years he spent that he actually spent redoing it. Okay, so on tonight's Throwdown, a couple of questions that we want to that the guys are going to go into. I think we kind of answered the first one, but we can go over just to make sure everyone's on the same page. Is an SUV a truck?
No.
It depends on what SUV.
I will say yes, depending on the configuration.
So if you give me, if you give me a Suburban, yes, a truck. If you give me a Ford what's the big one they made with the diesel? Excursion.
Excursion.
Excursion. That's a truck.
A Hummer H2 is not a truck.
A Hummer H2 is not a truck. A Volvo XC90, which I have, is not a truck. All that stuff is not a truck.
It depends on whether it was actually built on a truck body or it was built on a car body. It's a crossover.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah. I'll go SUV as a truck if it's built on a truck chassis.
Yeah,
if
sounds
it's just
about
a
right.
unibody, if it's just a fat unibody, then no, it's not a truck.
No, I still think it's not a truck.
You'll haul load with it.
I'm going to be the contrarian here because I don't care if it's on a frame for a truck or not. If it has a body on it where people sit in it, it is not a truck. It doesn't have a bed.
I agree with Mr.
Pick a bed off and you put a box bed on it, and
Mr. Johnson is right because that who drives them? Soccer moms, and that makes it a womb on wheels.
Womb on wheels.
You can say that about most pickup now.
Well, you'll remember, Jeff Johnson, you'll remember this because you got a little angry with me that day when Michael Warren Davis and I were talking about trucks, and I'm like, and remember about the utility of the truck, and I'm like, no, it's that you don't have, it's not for you. It's not a utilitarian vehicle. We don't want soccer moms driving around in the dang pickup truck with the extended cab that never had a ball hitch on it, and then the loser husband goes, "You give me to spray a bed liner in the back for what? Grocery bags? What do you need a bed? Can we all agree if we're going to throw this thing down? If you have a bed liner in the back of your truck, there's something wrong with your truck mentality."
Negative Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
No, my spray in liners is to protect the truck to keep the value so that bed doesn't rust out of it.
Well, that's not
your crap doesn't slide around everywhere. I don't know if you've noticed, but paint is slick, and when that crap goes sliding around like a cooler full of beer, you want that stuff to stay put. I mean, wood.
No, well,
when you have that whole load of wood in the back, you want that to stay put on a cooler beer.
Okay, wait a minute. I have the throwdown stick.
My truck's had 3 accidents.
Okay, wait a minute. I have the. Raise your hand. Use your words. You use your hands. I had the throwdown stick. a qualifier. And look, I haven't even hit the hard stuff yet. It's still, and I haven't even taken the top off. Qualifier. I'm talking about the pretty boy plastic black one that is just thrown in the back. So when Homo Soy Boy throws his kayak back there, his precious little paint job doesn't get a scratch on it. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not a spray inliner is probably somebody that's actually going to use it and throwing stuff around in the back of it. And you're right, it does protect the body. I completely agree with that. I wasn't talking about those. I was talking about, I see some heads nodding about the plastic one that kind of then turns your truck into just a glorified, dude. Why don't you just step away from the trunk, Soy Boy, man? Put your man bun back up. Step away from the truck and go buy yourself a Subaru because that's what you really want.
Yeah, those plastic liners, all they do is trap the dirt and the sand and stones and everything under them, and the next thing you know, it's just rusted out because then all the water gets in there. It destroys beds. They're terrible. Plus, everything slides around. You can't even keep anything where you put it. They're just useless.
No, he's absolutely right. But I've had 3 accidents with that truck. And every time, we'll cut around the bolts. I said, no, you're going to respray it. So that's the only thing that holds my bed together anymore is the 1 inch of rhino lining that's on the bottom. But you got to remember, the great thing about rhino lining is things don't slide on it. But you got to remember, the bad thing about rhino lining is things don't slide on it. There are times when you want things to slide. So, everything's got a 2-edged sword to it.
So can I throw down the challenge rock here?
Go ahead, throw the rock down. You had the belt. You actually have had the belt.
I had the belt.
No, you don't have it anymore. You had it.
I had it. Mr. Resnick snuck in and robbed it in the middle of the night from me.
I do that.
Well, no, I kind of robbed in the middle of the night from you and gave it to him. Actually, that's what happens.
So
could happen again.
Here's my challenge flag. I will tell you that I don't believe that little quarter-ton trucks are real trucks. Ooh. I think they're toys. And all those little baby trucks, them Toyotas and that stupid Isuzu things that you keep talking about you want, they're death traps waiting to happen. But most of the soy boy, skinny jean guys, they drive them little 1,500 little quarter-ton pickup trucks. They don't drive real trucks like 3/4 tons and 1 tons like I have, and I think Jeff has, and I know Dan has. And Scott, I don't know what yours is. But
yeah, it's a half ton. It's useless.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm going to throw down even more on that. What you just said. I'm going to say that Honda Ridgeline is not a truck.
No, that's terrible.
We already agreed on that.
No right man would drive such a thing.
What's that new one Ford came out with too? That other crappy little
Maverick.
Maverick.
Yeah, they have the Maverick and the Ranger.
Over that
the
one.
Ranger's useless.
Can we all agree that that the Ridgeline is just an abomination in and of itself? And what ought to happen is we ought to identify where all the Ridgelines are, put them all in a giant pile, and then...
I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
So that way they're all gone. We don't have to talk about them anymore.
No. We need to be able to identify those people. We need to identify those people who drive those things.
So we want to make sure that they go into the Honda Ridgeline registry, so they can't ever get out of what they did and go and try to sneak in a dealership and buy an F-350 or a Ram 3500.
They're easy.
Recovery is always an option.
They're easy to find. They all wear clothes that's 3 sizes too small for them.
Right. No, sometimes that just happens.
Okay.
Well, they wear sandals too.
Wait a minute. A Throwdown rock was issued, and I'm going to take the rock, and I'm going to spike that joker right back down, because Dan Mundy is the one. So if I'm going down in flames as a skinny jean wearing little Isuzu truck driving faggot Joe Beeman, then he's going down with me, because it's his fault that I got introduced to the Suzuki Carry. And it's not a Isuzu, it's a Suzuki. And Mr. Mundy, that is a full-fledged 8-foot long bed that actually collapses the sides down so you can actually get things in and out of it. It's got 4-wheel drive, or it's got all-wheel drive, no USB, doesn't have a radio. Well, that sucks. You can't hear me. Doesn't have air conditioning, and just gets you from point A to point B at a top speed of 75 kilometers per hour. To me, that qualifies as a truck.
Some of those have dump bodies, and some of them even have scissor beds on them that'll lift straight up.
Can we get honest? Can we get honest about them though?
What's
Have
that?
you ever driven one, Mike? So a friend.
It's
of mine,
illegal in the United States. I can't.
No, Pennsylvania, you
yeah,
can't.
you can.
Yes,
Yeah, you
yes, you can. They're legal in Pennsylvania.
You can bring one in that's 25 years old. So you can bring right now. You can bring a 1999. What is it, Dan? A Suzuki Carry.
Well, they Mitsubishi, Suzuki. There's a bunch of names on them. They're all made in the same factory.
Yeah, they're all the same thing. But the
And
kid
I'm
that
not-
work, the
You
kid
can
that
drive them
works
on your property. They're just licensed as side by sides.
No,
Yeah,
that's what they are. They're just oversized gators.
Oh, wait a
That's all
minute.
they are.
Is a side by
But
side
they're
a
way more
truck?
capable in their half
No,
size.
no truck. No truck to the gator. If an F-150 ain't one, the gator sure isn't.
Hey, how much could it tow? What, like a 5-foot trailer that's 1,000 pounds, and it's
No,
it's
you
brought
can't even
down?
you can't even do that. So the guy that works for me, him and his friend went out to get 3 sheets of plywood in the back of it, Mike.
Okay.
And then they were going back to the property to do it, and they hit the brake to slow down over a pothole when they flipped over on the roof. Wow. Because they are that unstable.
Oh, that has to be operator error.
But
No.
The entire island nation of Japan drives
Throwing the
these things.
challenge
You don't see
flag.
that
I'm
happening.
throwing the
No,
challenge
I'm
flag.
telling-
I want an instant replay.
All the weight is in the nose of them. You sit over top the engine, and all the weight's in the front.
No, it depends on the size of the driver.
Oh, here we go. We putting the scales out before you can get in.
No.
Well,
They're
then
great
it'd be
little-
perfect for
they're great
soy
little
boys.
trucks.
Then they only weigh about 75 pounds.
So
Yeah, they're
Good
great
point.
little trucks. If you want to go to the feed store or go get a few bales of hay, you can't take your tractor on the road. They have a use.
Actually, you
I'll
can
agree,
take your
I'll
tractor.
agree they're not really a truck.
First
but
of all,
they have
Dan,
a use.
you can take your tractor on the road. I see them every day up and down
they're
my
all over the
country
place.
roads.
So-
All right,
everywhere.
So
even with the road gear, I can't get over 18 miles an hour. So
Well, you need to taller road gear.
Yeah, there you go. So Joe Beeman has given us the 60 minutes or the ABC 2020 1978 Ford Pinto explodes scenario here. Because one Ford Pinto exploded, they're all going to explode. So because one set of numbnuts was hauling some plywood and hit a pothole the wrong way, now all the Isuzu carries are on, and all the Suzuki carries. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go to to Road and Track or Road and Driver magazine. And you're going to have to. I'm going to have to get a little bit more information on that. I'm not saying to your friends that it didn't happen to them, but one story does not a entire class of trucks make. Besides, this would have been. This would have been still a 19
right away.
and older, a 25-year-old one. So maybe they've improved it or they worked on that ever since. I wouldn't be driving if I bought one of those things. I wouldn't be driving it up and down the highway. I would only be doing like Mitter Mundy said. It basically would be a glorified, a little bit larger than a side-by-side. That's what I would be using it for. So it hauls stuff.
Sometimes
It's a
your
truck.
big truck's too big to run around in.
Yeah, they're absolutely perfect if you have a piece of land. If you're just going to move grain around your land, move some water around, something like that, that's what they're good for. But that just makes them an oversized side-by-side. Side-by-sides are great. They're a great tool for the farm. I just don't think they're a truck.
Okay.
Hey, KingDude, he just put it on the internet, so it must be true.
All right, let me ruin my reputation right up front here. My favorite little truck that I had, that I bought brand new, only bought 3 new vehicles in my whole life. And one of them was this. I bought a 1983 Volkswagen diesel Rabbit pickup. You remember those? Little half-ton pickup, unibody. You could tow with a trailer. I towed an 8-foot trailer with it. I beat we're on the radio, right? I beat the crap out of that thing. And I got 54 miles at a gallon. That was a great little truck. They should make more of those, but you can't get them anymore.
And what was this again?
Volkswagen. It was a Volkswagen Rabbit.
Volkswagen Rabbit pickup truck.
You know what?
The Germans made it. The Germans made it.
That's the motor that took it out. I mean, you can't have those anymore because diesels
That's
are too
right.
efficient.
Well, probably safety standards too, but that was, I tell you, that little 5-speed, 50 horsepower diesel engine, 54 miles at a gallon, that thing was great. And believe me, I towed I had that thing riding on its back axle, but it still kept
come
going.
on.
So
Now you're gonna tell me there's a Volkswagen Beetle pickup truck. I mean, seriously.
Was the Volkswagen Beetle limousine? I've seen one, and I don't know how that they did that. Okay, one of the things that we're doing on Thursday Night Throwdown is we try to introduce some movie stuff and some music stuff. This show tonight is actually dedicated to a dear friend of mine. His name was Rusty McHugh. He and a guy named Mike Fincher used to play every Sunday for about 6 hours a day at the old Floribama bar on the Florida-Alabama line. And they got really good at what they were doing, which they were basically Southern redneck poets that could play guitars. And they put their hysterical poetry about redneck life in Southern Alabama and set it to songs and went and played it at the Floribama. By the way, they both would pull up in old beat-up pickup trucks and just haul their guitar cases in. So Rusty died in 2005 of lung cancer, and I've talked to his wife a couple times. I always tell her that if ever I play a Rusty McHugh song, I'm going to dedicate whatever I do. So my selection tonight for Truck tonight is Trucks for the greatest truck song ever written is My Truck by Rusty McHugh.
Little song about our old truck out here for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. My truck is a good old boy. My truck, well, it's a big old toy haul stuff. That's what I bought it for. My truck is a good old boy. It ain't pretty by no stretch of the word. It ain't fast like a Thunderbird. It needs paint. Hell, we don't care. It's a good on gas and it'll get you there. Now me and my truck, we're a whole lot alike. We ain't beneath the running, but we don't mind the fight. I wash him in the creek while my dog goes swimming. We get tanked up and we love to chase women. My truck is a good old boy. My truck, well, it's a big old toy haul stuff. That's what I bought it for. My truck is a good old boy. Guitar, Michael. Truck, we're a whole lot alike. We ain't beneath the running, but we don't mind the fight. I wash him in the creek while my dog goes swimming, and we get tanked up and we love to chase women. My truck is a good old boy. My truck, well, it's a big old toy haul stuff. That's what I bought it for. My truck is a good old boy. He loves music even more than new tires. We load him up with guitars and amplifiers. And when the law runs us off, the beer's all gone. Who you ring's waiting to take your ass home? My truck, yeah. He's a good old boy, my truck. Well, it's a big old toy haul stuff. That's what I bought it for. My truck is a good old boy. Oh, my truck is a good old boy. Oh, my truck is a good old boy. Aha! My truck, yeah, is a good old boy. That's right. We're gonna trying to get that truck to run through a liquor store, but how you been, man? Good to see you guys.
Okay, so that's my buddies. They went by the name the Party Boys, and they had literally hundreds of those songs that they would sing. And I actually saw him do the My Truck song several times. and it's true. He would pull up in an old truck, and Rusty McHugh and Mike Fincher, it's our first musical selection for the evening. Back to the My Truck and Trucks, Thursday Night Truck Throwdown. So in the movies, so I was wondering, there's a lot of cars that are featured in films, and we all know the names of them. But, you know, you don't think about trucks. And so I went looking. Was there a truck that was ever named that I could think in a movie? They weren't really named, but there's a list at drivingline.com of the top 10 according to them. And one of them is our feature graphic there that you can see tonight is the 1977 Chevrolet K10 Stepside. And that's the truck that they drove in Red Dawn. And I assume that there is no more facsimile a Chevrolet K10 stepside made anymore. Did they make them in the 80s or the 90s or in the aughts? Because I don't remember seeing them.
Yeah, they made a couple of them. They made a couple of them in the 90s, and in the early 2000s, they made some step sides.
Yeah.
They kind of went away. Just people didn't like them.
Their heyday was the 80s.
Yeah, they were the 80s thing. For sure.
And like he said, they did make a little bit of appearance in the 2000s, but they didn't last very long into the 2000s.
Yeah,
like very early in like 2004 and 5, they were gone.
Well, you guys
they always
remember
try it at the beginning of the body style change, and then the desire falls off, and then they kill it.
If you guys remember, the soy boy version of that truck was the Little Red Express. Remember them?
Yeah, but that was in the 80s. That was the little.
Yeah, but that was the soy boy of the 80s truck.
But the little is this okay? So not Little Red Corvette. You're saying Little Red Express. I don't remember a Little Red Express.
It was a D1. It was a D100 or a D150 Dodge 318, and it was red with flare size. And it had little stacks coming out of the back of the.
Yeah, big stacks out. It was cherry red, and it had a little Red Express across the top of the windshield there, and you didn't do anything with it other than to ride around pick up girls.
Yeah. They're surprisingly becoming valuable because they didn't make a whole lot of them.
Yeah. Now, see, if I could have found a truck anytime from the 70s, it'd be the 76 Highboy from Ford.
See, I'm more of like a 70. 72 or even some earlier, the old Cheyenne short bed 2-wheel drive Cheyennes. Oh, they're beautiful trucks. Beautiful trucks. My favorite is the 57 Apache. That's my all-time fave. Big cab, big window, beautiful old truck.
So Kaiser was saying in the chat room that Simon and Simon, the old detective show with Gerald McRaney, that they drove around, and that little red pickup that you were talking about, Dan. Apparently that was their truck, and he put a picture of it in the chat room because people like him pictures. It's a step side, and where the steps come up, it has those tailpipes that come up and go straight up on the back. Not a roll bar, mind you. It's tailpipes. The truck in Red Dawn, though, that truck had a roll bar. Did that truck was that like something that was standard issue in that truck?
No, that was an add-on. That was an 80s dig. Everybody put that roll bar in the back, and then they had the big floodlights up top that you couldn't turn on. They would give you tickets for turning them on.
Do we want to say yay or nay that now this is prior to the homo soy boy women taking the damn Jeep and ruining it and putting stupid little chirpy birds on the dashboard and then adding the second back doors and then treating a Jeep as if it's a station wagon. Prior to that, in the old back in the day, in the old school day, when all you could get was a two-door let's just go back before AMC sold it, because it used to be made by AMC, and then AMC sold it to Chrysler, and then Chrysler took it over. Of course, anything Chrysler takes over is pretty much the end is near. But the old Jeep CJ7, they made a CJ7 that had a long bed to it. And I want to say that this was late 70s, early 80s, before the real homo soy cars came out in the 80s. The 80s was just a disaster for automobiles, other than the DeLorean. But is the old two-door Willys or CJ7 pre-Chrysler or early Chrysler Jeep a truck?
It was called a Scrambler, Mike.
A Scrambler, that's it, the Scrambler, that's it, right.
Last year was 85 when the CJ went away. And it turned at 87, became the Wrangler. That was the last year you could get a Scrambler. I've owned 7 CJ7s in my life.
Really?
I've rebuilt. When I was 16, I rebuilt one from the frame up. Totally redid everything in my parents' garage.
So, well, Joe, you're right. My grandfather had a CJ7. He had the boxy one, looked like an old Woody truck, but it didn't have wood on it.
Yeah, that's the Scrambler Mike's talking about. You could get them in a wood bed. And then they had the ones you're talking about.
This was
that's a Jeep. Box. Yeah, that's a Jeepster.
Yeah.
Which was another AMC. It was like kind of like an SUV looking thing. It was called the Jeepster.
Yeah, it used to rot out like every couple of years. He had to have it fixed because the whole sides would rot out on it.
All the ones that I have, that's where I redid. I pulled them off and put fiberglass bodies on and got rid of the metal so they wouldn't rot anymore.
That thing was cool. It had a big speedometer in the center of the dashboard.
Sure
which looked like
did.
a clock. And that was
Yeah.
the speedometer. Remember that?
Yes, it did. It almost looked like a bat. It almost kind of looked like the Batmobile with the thing right there in the center. So an older Jeep, then you could do a lot with those things. And those things, those old Jeeps with the wheelbase on that thing, it does stuff the modern Jeeps can't do because your tires are sitting 14 inches off the ground because of how the size of the rim and how that rear axle is situated. I know I was a Jeep guy for a while, believe it or not. And I had a Sahara. I had the last year that before Chrysler came in, took over, and started ruining it, I had a Sahara. And the first thing they did, Joe Beeman, here comes the Throwdown coin your way. The first thing Chrysler did was take the carburetor off and put fuel injection on it.
Made it a better view.
Made it a better view. See, I knew that was coming there. We have to draw the line here between school and old school. Let's go back to the movies.
I'll side with Beeman on that one.
The invention or the advent of fuel injection, which goes back to like 100 years. I mean, he had it. It was just expensive, right?
Yeah, fuel injection's been around a long while. The very first fuel injected multi-vehicle was a 1957 Corvette. It was the first fuel. And if you have those 57 through 62, they are the most desirable Corvettes in the world.
Incredible. According to the Driving Line movie guys, 1995 Dodge Ram 2500. You know what they hauled the Dorothy thing in the movie
Twister, right?
In the movie Twister. They hauled Dorothy around in that Dodge truck, and that joker outran Tornado. So I said that's a pretty good choice. 1995 Dodge Ram 2500 in the movie
There's
Twister.
A fun fact about that movie. They randomly switch between half tons and 3/4 ton Dodges in that movie. If you pay attention, you can see the difference.
Really?
So you want?
Yep.
The first truck I took Miss Katie on a date in was a 1995 D150 Dodge, regular cab, 8-foot bed. She called it my yeehaw truck.
She still married you?
Your yeehaw.
It had a
and she
bench seat.
still married you?
You can't beat the bench seat for date truck.
Oh my Lord, I'd love to have another one. It's awesome memories in that truck. And by the way, Miss Beeman had if you want to make fun of her next time, Mike, in 2012, I bought her a brand new 4-door Wrangler. That was absolutely the most incredible vehicle we've ever owned. And I've owned a lot of Jeeps. And Miss Katie will go to her grave saying that's the greatest vehicle she's ever owned.
The greatest of all time. Okay. What about go ahead.
My movie truck was the GMC 3500 in Lethal Weapon 2, where they pulled the house off the side of the hill there and got the bad guys. That was my movie truck right there.
Well, they say in the Driving Line, it's Jeff, it's a 1989 GMC Sierra 3500. Is that what you say?
Yeah, that's a 1-ton dually.
And the shot of it is of it pulling the house.
Yes, that was my movie.
Yep.
For that truck, because that truck, who doesn't want a truck that can pull a house off a mountain?
Well,
I still think if it was real, it wasn't the movies, it would have pulled the axle out. But that's okay.
Yeah,
the movies.
That's what I think too. But
how many
movies?
All right, how many people remember the film "Take This Job and Shove It"?
Me.
Okay. Well, do you remember who was the star truck in "Take This Job and Shove It"?
It was the old Ford F-150, right?
It was Bigfoot.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you if Bigfoot made the list. Yeah, I guess that was one of the first movies it made it, Phil.
Okay, trivia question. Everyone knows the #1 country hit record, "Take This Job and Shove It." I'm going to play you the original, or 30 seconds of it, by the guy that actually wrote the song.
Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. My woman done left and took all of the reasons I was working for. You better not try to stand in my way when I walk out the door. Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more.
All right, who did it?
Is that Hank Sr.?
Who did it?
Is that Hank Sr.?
Nope.
David Allan Coe.
David Allan Coe, winner, chicken dinner.
Cool.
That's one of his 2000 songs that he wrote. They say, though, and I didn't know this, that, Bob Chandler's Bigfoot was a custom 1974-78 Ford F-250, lifted on 48-inch mud tires and a lightly disguised version of Everett Jasmer's USA 1. And remember they lined all the trucks up and then he rolled over all of them in the parking lot where they were working. And then we talked about the 1989 GMC Sierra, the 3500. Here is the Soy Boy selection. Are you ready? How many of you remember the truck from Back to the Future?
It was a Toyota.
Yes.
Yeah.
Toyota. It was a Toyota. Yeah, that little Toyota.
SR5.
The off-roader.
Yep. SR5. Yep.
So I think SR stands for Soy Romo or something like that. But actually in the movie, and then the Back to the Future movie, it was actually pretty cool. And come to find out, the Japs actually paid to have that truck placed in the film because they were trying to import Japanese trucks into the American market. And so they needed some cred or some street cred. And so they went to whoever, Robert Zemeckis or Spielberg or whoever they had to bribe. They got the SR5 in the commercial. I remember the TV commercials for the SR5 back in the 80s when it came out.
You looked at that thing, Mike. I could be wrong. Just watching it, I can't believe they didn't roll that thing over.
Yep.
They actually are good little trucks.
Yeah.
I hate to say this about them. The body's rusted off them, but the engine and drivetrain went forever.
Yeah, I'm going to throw down here because I had a Toyota Tundra with the I-Force V8, and I'm going to tell you, that thing was a towing machine.
Wow.
I could tow almost 11,000 pounds with that thing, and the only reason I don't have it is because my trailer that I bought was heavier than that. So I had to go to a 3/4 ton or a 1 ton. If Toyota made a 1 ton with a diesel, man, I'd be buying a Toyota. They hold their value. That's the only truck I ever made money on.
The only other ones that I ever made, it was all my Cummins. I've already sold them for twice what I bought them for.
Scott Resnick, the spotlight is now yours because coming in at number 5 is from the movie Dante's Peak. And guess what they cite as the hero truck in Dante? That's right, 1987 Chevrolet Suburban, baby.
So I watched the video on that, and they had the guy said he found the original Suburban from that movie, but it was a half-ton. But I could have sworn in the movie it was a 3/4 ton Suburban.
I could have swore it was too, Scott. I thought that was a 3/4 ton in the movie.
And I never went back and watched the movie because, I mean, it's a decent movie, but some of it is kind of cringeworthy. But it's a good flick. But
I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about Suburbans right now. My wife's is sitting on the side of the road as we speak.
Oh yeah, what happened to that? I mean, I have experience with Suburban sitting on the side of the road.
Well,
did you drop a tranny? Did you drop a tranny?
No, it just doesn't fire. All it does is turn over and die. So it's always great to bite the bullet and buy your wife a big old SUV and pay all this stupid money for it just to die on the side of the road. It's fantastic.
Well,
if you'd bought a truck, it wouldn't have done that.
Oh, Throwdown! There it is.
Yeah, it's the exact same everything as a truck. It just has a body on it.
I made a statement tonight that I told her I was going to take my dad's truck outside, which is now my truck. That we did all this
my
work
truck
on and we were going to we're going to make a 6-door, and that was going to be her new one. We're going to add one more set of doors, cut it in half and add a set of doors. That was going to be her new family hauler.
Because I promised Jeff Johnston that I would play his song, and I'm going to play yours too, Mitter Monday. Here's a couple of bars from Mitter Johnston's suggestion for greatest trucking song or truck song of all time. Here we go. Either you know this one or you don't.
Trucking, got my chips cashed in, keep trucking, like the Doodah Man together, more or less in line, just keep trucking on.
Now, Jeff, I'm wondering how much trivia you know about that song. Is that Grace Slick singing in the background?
Oh, that now you're really putting me on the spot because no, I don't know.
Okay.
Because I was not a deadhead. I was a Zeppelin guy, but as far as trucking songs, that's great. I mean, and the lyrics are just sweet in that. I mean, you know, they're going to break his door down again. He wants to get some sleep, but heck, you know, they have to break the door down. They have a warrant. Come on, that's great.
Well, being from New Orleans, obviously, I know the line, trucking down a Bourbon Street. The Grateful Dead, it's a hate or it's either a hate, don't know, or love. It's one of the three. There's no one in between. Either you hate them, or you love them, or you've never heard of them, and you don't know what the big deal is. From the movie Tremors, guys, does anyone remember the uber cool, masculine, manly man throwdown truck that Fred Ward and Kevin Bacon drove?
I know.
International.
Was it old
Maggie
Scout?
says she knows. All right, Maggie, what is it? Oh, because you're looking at it.
It's a Jeep Gladiator.
No, it's a no. Yes, it is a 1963.
It's an International.
It's a Gladiator.
It is.
Does anyone even remember that Jeep made that big bad ASS Gladiator?
Yeah, they called it a J10.
Huh.
Yeah, it wasn't a Gladiator back then.
It was a J10. Yeah, it was called a J10. It was a full-size truck, and they made it for late 70s to early 80s, and it kind of went away.
Yeah, that was a big old beast. That was the one you put your foot on the gas pedal, you watch the gas gauge go down.
That's right.
Well, Maggie put a picture of it in the chat room from the movie because people like him pictures. That thing is a beast. I mean, that is. if you were driving down the road and it was a lonely road in the middle of nowhere, like where Jeff Johnson lives in Maine, and you saw that thing coming up behind you, if you've seen the movie Jeepers Creepers, you might go like, Raggy Reaper truck, because it looks like a creeper truck. But that thing is an absolute beast. And you know, they jumped in it and they had to outrun the giant worms and all that. Here's the funny thing: they go and they say, okay, what do they close their list out with? Whatever Tango and Cash were driving. Does anyone remember Tango and Cash?
That experimental truck that was built by the weird, wacky scientist guy.
So
it was actually based on like an '88 up GM pickup truck chassis.
Dude, it kind of looks like a Cybertruck before Elon came up with the idea for the Cybertruck. Not completely, but I could see Cybertruck in it. Sylvester Stallone, Kurt Russell, or Tango and Cash, and they're driving around in this thing, this beast. Now, they say that it's the futuristic RV from hell, but it's never actually identified. Turns out it's a 3500 series GMC pickup platform driven by a 454 V8 that's mounted just ahead of the rear axle. So it's actually, you're actually almost sitting on that engine. I don't think you want to be sitting there on 454 going high speeds and at high torque with the possibility that it could throw a rod or a piston.
Yeah, about in 78 or 79, I was driving a 3500 454 Chevy. Boy, it could really go. It could kick ass. Got me in a lot of. Oh, sorry about that. I shouldn't have said that.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's the Trump era. You can say kick ass. It's fine. It did. And then finally, or on their list anyway, what was the truck in the movie Roadhouse? The original one, not the compromised second draft with Ryan Gosling, the one that they just came out with. The one with Patrick Swayze in 1989. Anyone remember? I didn't remember until I saw the picture.
Again, wasn't it?
What's that?
Wasn't that Bigfoot again?
It was Bigfoot 7.
Yes. Yeah, it was still before the giant. No, actually, it did have those giant, the 12-foot tires on it, didn't it?
It did. It had okay. They say that it was Bigfoot 7, and let's see. The end result was used in a single scene where the small town crime boss intimidates the locals. I don't actually remember that, but there is a shot of the truck driving over his Ford car dealership. Yeah. And it's like making it looks like they took the Wagon Queen family truckster from Vacation and they put it on the set and then they showed him driving up to something, and then they cut, and then they showed him after he had driven over it because he has crushed a station wagon. That's there, and there's barely nothing that remains of it. So the Bigfoot 7 is one of the last super star trucks in the mix there. Now, before we run out of time, because Mitter Mundy said he had a suggestion for a first song, all right, greatest truck song of all time. Here you go. See if y'all remember this one. Mitter Money, I don't know if you're going to win, but that is one of my favorite all-time. Love that song. Love Eddie Rabb. He died. He was taken from us far too young. I mean, he died at a real...
He was great, but so that song doesn't necessarily relate to a movie or a truck specifically. That was the song I used to listen to when I was trying not to get stopped for a DUI at 2 o'clock in the morning coming home from my girlfriend. With the windows down and the radio up to make sure I was staying awake.
So
you were...
Dude, can I jump in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so going back to the Bigfoot driving over stuff, I have two friends when I was about 19. Both of them had lifted trucks.
Wait a minute, you have friends?
One or two. Okay, yeah, I had one or two. It cost me about $100 a year to pay for my friends, and I get friends. But anyway, I have two friends that they actually drove their trucks inadvertently by accident over cars. One on a roadway and one was parked. That's how I got into trucks as a 16, 17-year-old. We were lifting them. My buddies and I were putting blocks under them, putting 44s, 48-inch monster mutters under them. That's how I got to love trucks. I love them. They're just great.
Here's a silly question, but you gearheads will probably know the answer to this. And since Jeremy Clarkson's not here and he can't answer it, by the way, if you're buying friends like that, Jeff Johnson, you'll do very well in social media today if you get back to that practice. How do you put 44s on a transaxle or an axle that's made for 31s? And do you have to do anything with the gears?
You have to lift the suspension. So you have to take the old suspension off. The modern suspension is much easier. You have coil springs. You get taller coil springs, longer shocks. And then you also have to adjust the gears to set up for the size tires you're going to run. If not, the truck would just over rev.
My one buddy had to send off his rear. He bought a Dana 80 for it because he had a C10 short box. And he sent it up to a shop and had them cut the tubes off, turn the pumpkin so the shaft could come down, because we put 11-inch block on the front and a 13-inch block on the back. That thing, you had to have a ladder to climb into.
And on all my Jeeps, I used to pull the Dana 60s out of a one-ton truck, and we would cut the axles off and then have custom axles made and resplines put in, and then it's called rotating the pumpkin, and rotate the pumpkin 90 degrees.
Okay, well, we'll rotate the pumpkin when Halloween comes and see what comes out. Does anybody remember the movie The Driver? The Driver. There was a truck.
I saw that movie all the way through.
No, there was a truck in The Driver. I don't. Okay, The Driver was played by Ryan O'Neal. It's 1975, 76. And he drove a 74 Chevrolet C10 step side. And they got a picture of it here after he has been chasing bad guys or running away from bad guys towards the end of the movie. And that truck is beat to crap. It says that the driver is a car thief with a serious set of skills. One of the film's most memorable scenes, he uses a bright white 454 powered pickup to escape a Pontiac Trans Am, the star of week number one's Throwdown. Burt Reynolds' 1976, or Pontiac's 1976 Trans Am. That's what he was running from, and they got a picture of it in there. So trucks do play a big role in movies and in TV shows. It's too bad no one ever took a pickup truck and painted it up like the General Lee.
So who drove a step side almost like the one that's in the picture there in television?
Wasn't the Fall Guy remember a step side?
That step side, almost exactly like that one in the picture. On a TV show, very famous person drove one like that on a TV show.
Are you going to tell us?
Walker, Texas Ranger.
I was going to, I was thinking, they took that show and they completely ruined it when they rebooted it. That's why I call it Walker, Texas Homo. It was so awful. Okay, we got like 2 minutes left. Let's wrap this up. Guys, best throwdown yet, I think. Good job. Is a cyber truck a truck?
No.
Oh.
Joe Beeman says no. Tucker Carlson says yeah.
No.
If you can't put a piece of plywood in the back of it, it ain't a truck.
Yeah, but you can sleep in it and stuff, and it has the pop-up tent and stuff.
But I'm going to tell you, I'm impressed with the one that blew up in Las Vegas. The sides are still on and everything. It blew straight up. I don't know how it did it, but it did it. I mean, it defied all logic and all physics. I mean, it's great.
Mitter Monday, you're never silent on these things. Is a Cybertruck a truck?
No. Hey, if you can't put a piece of plywood in it, it ain't a truck.
Okay, that's what you said. And Scott Resnick, Cybertruck a truck? No? Yes?
I'd call it a truck. I mean, it's no less gay than a half ton.
It's no less gay.
I own a half ton, so I know how gay they are.
Resnick, I can support that statement.
My half ton can haul almost a gallon of milk. I had to put overloads on it just so it can do that. So we had our fourth kid and beyond capacity.
And the final question is, and I had this on the questions that I sent out as we were running out of time here. Is an extended cab gay?
No.
Well, no, because Jeff Johnson has to haul his dog in it.
Had crew cabs since the 70s.
Okay, but that's a crew cab.
The only difference was, at some point, they changed it so you could get a half ton with a crew cab, and they shortened the bed, so it was less than 6 foot.
They
listen.
Or 6.5 foot is like 5'8" or whatever they are. The shorty beds that they have.
It's
now.
It's about 5'8".
The greatest cab in a truck, in my opinion, is the Dodge Mega Cab. It's the most roomiest cab I've ever driven in.
Yeah.
More so, even better than the Ford cab. And the Ford cab.
But it's a Dodge.
It's the greatest truck ever. It's because it has a C on it.
But
it's because it has a C on the side of it. So all them other Fords and Chevy just have toy engines in it, and that's the only one that has a commercial. Dodge is the only one with the commercial grade engine in it. The only one.
We're going to have to talk about this again some other time there, Mike, because you just insulted my Duramax.
You mean that Isuzu? You mean the Isuzu engine?
Okay, time out. At what level does an engine fall off the gay scale? 302, 289. Where is hetero male? I am the dominator of engines. Where is hetero male and where is soy boy homo? Is it in cubic inches? Is it in cylinders? What is it?
It's called EcoBoost.
Oh, that's a fair statement.
It's when you can't tow anything, then it becomes a gay engine. I mean, if you can't tow, what's the point?
All right, guys, a great throwdown tonight. I'm going to take us out with Showdown.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Hey, Mike. One thing. You asked any truck in a movie who had a name.
Yes.
I can only think of one. It's a Disney movie. Tow Mater.
Tow Mater for the win. Yes. Jeff Johnson, Scott Resnick, Dan Mundy, all of you, Joe Beeman. Did I leave anyone out? I think I got everybody. And all of you in the chat room. We had 25 guys in the chat room tonight. Very active throwdown. You guys can vote on who you think won the throwdown. It was a great time, guys. Great show. Really, very well done. Great discussion. In throwdown fun.
Yeah. It's a load. It's absolute. It's a good time. Mike.
It's a good time.
I can't wait to do it again. I really can't.
Well, we're
The only
looking
thing
for.
you get more American than trucks is guns.
Sounds to me like Jeff wants to pick the topic next week.
Sounds to me like I think
firearms, baby. We're going all in on guns.
So now chat room voting begins tomorrow. I get the final vote. I take $10 and $20 bribes, or called donations. So that's how the Throwdown. I'm kidding. All of you that are watching or listening out there can go to crusadechannel.com/chat. You can vote tomorrow in the Throwdown to tell us who won. It was a great show tonight. It was a pleasure and an honor being with the august body, a manly man, chewing up the fat on pickup trucks. Nothing more American than that. For all of us here on the Crusade channel, we'll see you next time on Thursday Night Throwdown. Remember, if you want to be a contestant, you want to be on the panel, we'd love to talk to you. Go to crusadechannel.com, click on the schedule tab, and then you'll see the tab for the Thursday Night Throwdown show. Go to the show tab or to the show page, and there's a form you can fill out there. Send it to me, and I'd love to hear from you. For all of us here, see you next time. See you tomorrow for Free Phone Friday. God bless you and Mary keep you.